During a plant startup, I had a rather unsettling experience. I had been in Japan for several weeks training on the equipment that would be operated at this new plant. When we got back from Japan, all of the equipment was in place with air and power hooked up to it, but none of it was operating. We spent the next couple of months getting all of this equipment up and running. Most of the days followed the same pattern. We would have a meeting early in the morning to discuss what we wanted to accomplish. Then we would go out and get all of the parts ready for the next run. That would last about an hour to an hour and a half. By then it was lunchtime and we would take a break. After lunch, we would have a meeting and discuss everything that went wrong or happened during that hour and a half run. We would make a plan to deal with whatever happened, or we would go do our training plans with our trainers. Now, all of the equipment was very automated, and it followed a set series of steps. One day in the afternoon, after we had run everything, a Japanese engineer showed up with a box of parts. Now, I could tell from these parts that they had been modified, so I assumed he wanted them assembled and tested. He asked me if I could do this, and I told him, well, I wasn't really sure, but we would give it a shot. So it took us a while and a lot of thinking and a little bit of figuring out, but finally I was able to build that fuel pump for him. I gave him the fuel pump. He thanked me very graciously. Then he looked around conspiratorially and said, "Please, don't tell the Germans." I thought that was a little odd, but off he went. The next day in the afternoon, I had a German engineer come out with about the same box of parts. He asked me if I could make a fuel pump out of them. Well, I of course knew I could, and I said, "Sure." So I took his parts and I made a pump for him, and I gave it to him. He thanked me, and then he looked around and whispered, "Please, don't tell the Japanese." Off he went. I went home that night and started working on my resume. If these people weren't communicating with each other and they were keeping secrets, I didn't want to have any part of it. Funny thing is, the next Monday we had a 4-hour-long class on antitrust laws. You see, both of our parent companies were actually competitors, so they couldn't communicate with each other about certain things about their customers. Those two engineers were actually following the law to the letter. In fact, this company had to have a special dispensation from the US government to even exist. One thing I learned from this is when things go wrong, don't panic, but do ask questions. Had I asked those engineers why we were being so secretive, they probably would have given me a good explanation, and it would have saved me a little bit of worry. Fortunately, I had the class on the antitrust laws soon enough that I didn't worry about it too much.
Thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, please click the like button. If you want to see more like this, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel.